All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're diving into a really powerful idea. What if leadership isn't some title you're given, but something you actually practice every single day? We're going to break down a blueprint for how to inspire others, and it all starts with learning how to lead yourself first. Let's get into it. So, let's kick things off with this question. I want you to just forget about job titles and org charts for a second. What if your ability to lead has absolutely nothing to do with getting permission and everything to do with your own intention and the actions you take? This is the big mindset shift we're exploring. And that brings us right to our definition for today. Leadership is a practice. It's about the kind of energy you bring into a room. It's the example you set, even when you think no one is watching. And it all begins with those small, deliberate choices you make from the moment you wake up. Which, of course, leads us perfectly into our first section, the morning. Look, this isn't about just rushing out the door. This is about priming your mindset, because how you lead yourself in private is what truly determines the energy you project out in public. And the process starts so simply. Before you even think about checking your phone or your email, you check in with yourself. You hydrate to wake up your body. You stand tall and stretch to physically embody confidence. And then you actually speak your purpose for the day into existence. It's a really small sequence, but believe me, it has a huge impact. And this is the commitment you make to yourself, looking in the mirror and saying this. It's not about ego. It's about taking ownership. It's a declaration that your leadership journey starts right here, right now, with the person looking back at you. Okay, now for your first challenge. As you're getting ready, making coffee, whatever you do it all with a sense of deliberate calm. Move with purpose. The whole idea is to act as if you're already setting the tone for everyone you're going to meet today. You're basically practicing composure before the day even throws a single challenge at you. And this right here is the secret sauce behind that morning challenge. Real, authentic leadership is built in these quiet moments. The strength and the calm you build up when you're alone, that becomes the rock-solid foundation for your presence when you're with others. Okay, so you've done the internal work. Let's see how that prep work builds into the active part of your day. Now that you've primed your mindset, it's time to translate all of that into real, external energy and purposeful action. A leader's presence requires physical energy and discipline. This workout isn't just about fitness. It's a physical metaphor for pushing through challenges. Every round, every single rep, you're not just building muscle, you're building mental resilience. It's you leading yourself first. And this is so important because leadership is never a solo sport. Once you've committed to your own discipline, the next challenge is to share that energy. Maybe you invite a friend to work out, or you just send a quick text of encouragement. Like the slide says, true leaders elevate the people around them. This slide represents a massive mental shift. So many people think leadership is about controlling outcomes. But this approach, it completely flips that on its head. It's all about contribution. So instead of asking, is this task done? You start asking, how can I help? It could be as simple as sending a thank you note or sharing something useful you learned. That's the real game changer. Okay, here's a simple but incredibly powerful challenge for your midday. Find just one moment where a conversation is kind of drifting towards frustration or complaining and consciously steer it. Steer it towards a solution or a bit of encouragement. You're not ignoring the problem, you're just shifting the entire energy around it. And when you do that, you become what's known as an emotional anchor. Just imagine a project deadline gets missed. While everyone else starts panicking or pointing fingers, the emotional anchor is the one who says, okay, that's frustrating. Let's figure out our first step to fix this. Your composure becomes a direct, tangible contribution to the team's success. All right, the action-packed part of the day is winding down, but the work isn't over, not by a long shot. Now we move into the evening, where we turn the day's experiences into tomorrow's growth, and we do that through intentional reflection. So the reflection kicks off with this first journal prompt. And hey, don't think about big, heroic moments here. Think about the small actions. Did you actually listen patiently when someone was frustrated? Did you offer to help someone without being asked? Just acknowledge those small moments. Next, I want you to consider your impact. Think back to that positivity challenge. When you walked into a room, did the energy lift or did it drop? When you spoke, did people feel encouraged or did they feel drained? This is all about developing a real awareness of your own ripple effect. And finally, the question that looks ahead. Leadership is all about continuous improvement. So, based on what you reflected on today, what is just one small thing you can focus on improving tomorrow? This is what creates that amazing cycle of growth, day after day. Okay, now let's go a little bit deeper with this one. The legacy thought exercise. This isn't just a random prompt, it's basically a vision statement for yourself. If you strip everything else away, what are the character traits? Calm, courageous, kind, consistent. What do you want to be known for? Write that down, because that is the person you are actively becoming.
And that's really the whole point, isn't it? Your legacy isn't built in one big moment of triumph. It's forged in the thousand small, consistent, authentic actions you take every single day. It's about who you are over and over again.
So, as we start to wrap this up, let's bring it all together. From that first glass of water in the morning to the final journal prompt at night, you've literally walked through a daily blueprint for building your own leadership practice. You know, this quote from Simon Sinek just perfectly captures the spirit of everything we've talked about. It's that huge shift from authority to service, from control to contribution. Real leadership is about taking care of people and elevating others. So remember, leadership isn't some fixed trait you're born with. It's something you sculpt. It's a skill. It's a mindset that you build through deliberate practice, one intentional action at a time. So the real question is, what action will you take tomorrow to start sculpting your own?